And I was like, well, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I always never just tap out on the plant. Like,
Yeah.
you got a chance.
Yeah.
You got to rotten.
You gotta like literally die.
Like, right. You gotta start decomposing for me to throw you away. So I took this stem out.
Welcome to the OK Bet Plant Corner, where we share our love for plants and all things greenery with you. All right, so today we are going to be talking about easiest plants to propagate, meaning how do you create an entirely new plant from the same plant?
Yeah.
And so, Ayati, take off. What are your top 3 plants to propagate or to recreate?
All right. Well, my language isn't propagate. I just steal shit. So
Okay.
I just need to get that very clear. I just get my little knife out when I'm asking shit, and I cut that shit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a plant.
He out here plant snatching in public.
This shit expensive. So I mean, let's be real. That's an expensive hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Planting plants is expensive. So it's better off if you just steal nature. You know, don't be out here getting arrested, you know, stealing some shit that's exotic or like from some foreign country or some shit, or trying to
clear customs.
Yeah, trying to clear customs and shit in your bag and catch yourself a $10,000 fine out of this bitch because you done brought food and plants.
Yeah,
and,
you done brought an invasive species back.
It's that warning shit they put on the back that when you come to the United States, not a country, is that you know customs, we are not, don't bring no food, don't bring no animals, don't bring no plants, none of that shit through here. So don't do that. That's what I'm not telling you to do. When you out like just at Cheesecake Factory or some shit, you're like, oh, I like this little plant. Cut that motherfucker and take it. Put that shit in your pocket.
My man said Cheesecake Factory.
Man, I wish I had my knife at that cheesecake. I grabbed that motherfucker. I couldn't get it off. I was like, what is this shit? I just didn't want to. I was causing a scene. I'm shaking this motherfucker plant. Actually, all embarrassed and shit. Like, oh my God, you out here grabbing plant. I should have just got my knife out and cut that motherfucker. But I was just like, all right, I'm gonna let it slide today. But yeah, I'm propagating for me means cutting shit, snatching shit.
Yeah.
It's better to ask for permission, usually, if it's like when they're home. Can I get a piece of this shit?
Yeah.
But sometimes you just do some shit.
Yeah, sometimes
ask for forgiveness later. You know, what you doing? Taking this plant. And I don't lie.
Yeah.
You ask me what I'm doing, I'm taking this plant. Okay. Most people are like, oh, okay. They be so confused because I'm not going to make up no story and shit. This is what I'm doing. I'm taking this plant and putting this shit in my pocket. So this is what we doing. And the easiest plants I found, number one is that pothos.
Yeah, 100%. That's number one on my list too.
That's right here in the back.
This one right here.
You cut this motherfucker right here with these little nubs on these little dark little spots. You just cut that shit in between one of them, throw it in a little glass of water, give it some time.
Yep.
Shit, you can forget about that motherfucker. It'll still probably be alive after a while.
Yep.
You might not even repot that motherfucker. Just stay in the water. Yep. They just easily spread. So
and they grow roots really, really quick. So you can probably get one of these. And you can, and because these get so long, you can cut them, like you can cut multiples. And a lot of times what people will do is if they want the plant to be more full, they'll chop it down. They'll chop them down where at the little nodes or whatever, and then put them in water in a month or two. You ready to drop them joints in dirt or leca or whatever you want to put them in. And you off to the races and you have a really full plant.
Yeah. So any vining plant, I think is like I would just call this number one vining plant. Yeah. So, because I remember when we went to the bungalow. We asked. We was like, hey, can we get a piece of that?
Mostly because we needed a ladder to get to those.
Because it was so fucking high. Hell, it was like I couldn't just grab. I wasn't gonna ask if I didn't need help. That's why I asked, because I actually needed assistance. I'm gonna take this shit. I just need you to help me.
Yeah, it's like, could you cut a little piece?
Get your ladder out and take this shit. We're in the bar right now, but I need you to get up there so I can cut this motherfucker. That shit survived for a long time. I just got out of control. I
still got a piece of that one. It's out on our patio.
That shit was getting too damn big in my house. I said, I gotta get rid of your ass. So. But if I'd have realized I could have been just replanting my trailing parts and probably should have just kept it.
Yeah.
I might come to your house to snip a piece of this shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Number 2 for me, I'll say is them aloe veras.
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
well, they grow little pups.
Yeah, so I say you just snatch them up.
Yeah, like you just separate the little baby.
But even if you cut the section, if you see a big one, you like, I want this motherfucker, just cut that shit and just take the top and just let that top root or whatever that segmented part, that part where the leaves fall off, that little stalk. That's what they call it, a stalk.
Yeah.
That stalk will root if you put them up against some water.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, but usually I think you're supposed to let them shits dry a little bit. That's why I'm forgetting that it's technically a succulent And you're supposed to let them tips dry first before you put them in water.
Yeah.
I've been just saying, fuck it, and throwing them motherfuckers in water. So they work. That's why I say it's one of the top 3. Cause that motherfucker,
right, because
I ain't been doing it right, and they still living.
And that is really kind of the hallmark of this class of plants that you can propagate. Is there's a lot of room for error, and it'll still likely work out for you.
You'll be like, all right, cool, you know. And then number 3, I would have to say is that Chinese evergreen.
Chinese evergreen.
I got 3 of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I got one right there. That's from your house. I got that other one over there. My neighbor just had he gave me this plant, and it was a stem. I didn't know it was a Chinese. Actually, I didn't even know it was a Chinese evergreen. I know what the fuck it was, a stem. And I said, well, I'm not gonna I needed the pot. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I always never just tap out on the plant. You got a chance. Yeah. You got to rotten.
You gotta like literally die.
Like rotten. You gotta start decomposing for me to throw you away. So I took this stem out the pot, cut that shit, and just put it in some water. It took 4 fucking months. But that's it with the 3 stalks now. That Chinese evergreen is from a fucking dead stem, and it became back. So that's probably should put that motherfucker at number 1, because that was a dead plant.
Yeah, I mean, Chinese evergreens go,
I might move it to number 1, even above this motherfucker, because I ain't never brought a dead pothos, and it became a live plant. And I got 2 with that. I think that Valentine Alagoon, whatever that shit is, that's technically a type of Chinese evergreen. And I took that from my acupuncturist office. It was just a dead plant. I just broke the stem off. I be just stealing shit. I was in that session getting the needles in my back. I said, I'm taking that shit. I just broke that bitch, put it in my pocket. Told her like 2 months later, you know that plant in there, that dead one? It's alive. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, that motherfucker pink. It's pink.
He's like, really?
Yeah, I took that shit. Took a couple plants from her office. I be just jacking plants. But Chinese evergreen is nice. And my 3rd one, I don't want to confess nothing though, because the feds might be listening. Where I got that last one from.
Well, then keep it to yourself.
I might just not
keep it to yourself. All right, I'm gonna quickly give you my top 3. So, like you, I had the pothos as well. I also I love any philodendrons are super easy. They're also similar to pothos in the sense that they're very viney.
You can point to?
I don't think so.
Nah.
But philodendrons are really easy to propagate, and then finally monsteras, because they have all of these air roots here, and you can just cut them wherever the air roots are, drop them joints in some moist moss, some wet moss, and or you can put them in some leca and they'll start sprouting, and it's super easy. So if you are looking to kind of expand your skill set within your plant parenting, and you want to, trim down a plant that's getting a little too long, but you don't want to throw away the parts that you trim off, think about propagation, because it's a great way to create more plants without having to buy new plants.
Yeah.
So and with the economy the way it is, my goodness, we need every damn break we can get financially.
Hey.
So don't go out there and buy more plants. Take Ayati's approach and just swipe a few stealthily in public, and then bring them home and try and get them to root and put them in
your pocket. It'll be okay by the time you get home. Grab that shit, put in your pocket.
That's what we got for y'all in the OK Bet Plant Corner today. So I hope y'all enjoyed this segment, and we'll be back next time with some more plant goodness.
Yeah, every now and then we'll get that.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Awesome.
All right, y'all. Well, that is our show for today. We appreciate y'all listening, watching. So go out and like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know how you feel about this episode and about the particular segments that we did. And we'll catch y'all on the flip side. And with that being said, Ayati,
stay casual.